Hello and welcome to our latest video. Today we're going to do a short video on what we've been up to because in September, late September, we went to Retcon. It was a short notice thing, like a week. We actually got confirmed as going a week before the event. So I had a lot of things to do the week before to get ready. We had to get some banners printed. We had to do some extra bits and bobs to get everything ready for the day. We turned up at 8 o'clock in the morning or 8:30 and we were there all day until 5 o'clock at night, and then we left, and it was an absolutely fantastic day. We took with us two computers. We took a My64 and we took a MyVic-20. The My64 had the Rising Killer, which is the last build video that we did with the GTX 1650 embedded graphics chip on the motherboard. So that's well worth a look, that video, because it makes the My64 the most powerful My64 or C64X ever built. It's absolutely fantastic. So we took that with us. We took the MyVic-20 with a Raspberry Pi kit inside, so we had it running Twister OS. And I decided that on the day we'd have the My64 running Windows and we'd have the Raspberry Pi VIC-20 running all the emulation. Unfortunately, the VIC-20 went wrong, and how it went wrong is because I've been saying about in the VIC-20, in the Raspberry Pi adapter kit video, that you might need two power supplies, one for the Raspberry Pi and one for the hub. And unfortunately, on this instance, that is what it needed, and I only had the one power supply. And I think what tipped it over was the fact that I had an Xbox game controller plugged in, and I think that was drawing too much power because it had all lights on it and everything, and it went wrong. I had Dungeon Master on there, which is one of my favourite games on the Amiga. Those of you that don't know what it is, it's a dungeon crawler game, one of the first ones ever made on the Amiga, and it was a great game. And I managed to extract the game save disc from way back in 1991. I still had it. I won't go into detail how I did that, but it was quite involved. The captive one was even worse, but I won't go down that route. Anyway, so I managed to extract the original game save disc, put it onto the MyVic-20 so that we could actually have Dungeon Master, and it was my original game save disc from 1991, and unfortunately it went wrong. So that was when I met Stephen Jones. I've known him for about a year now because I've talked to him a few times, because he's got he runs a company called Checkmate, and he produces an Amiga 3000 lookalike clone steel case, absolutely top quality. It's fantastic, and again, it can take a mini ITX motherboard, it can take the Raspberry Pi, or it can take the FPGA boards, the same as what ours can really. But it's he's so much further down the road as to what we are. What he's doing is absolutely fantastic. So those of you that are Amiga fans, I recommend going on his site. It's well worth a look. So it's Checkmate. So if you Google that and put Amiga 3000 case or something, you'll find the site. And he come over and helped me out. So I explained what was going wrong, and he said, well, why don't you try my operating system, which is AmiKit, and I think Stephen's had a lot of input in producing this operating system. So he gave me an SD card of it, and I plugged it in. And how the MyVic-20 works with the Raspberry Pi setup is it searches for an SD card for the operating system to boot from, and if it can't find one present, then it will search for an alternative way of booting, and that's when it locates the 2.5-inch hard drive and boots Twister OS. So it boots Twister OS by default because there's no SD card. So I plugged the SD card in, booted it up, and hey presto, it just come up. It was absolutely mind-blowing. It was brilliant. So I advise, if any of you that's got the Raspberry Pi kit want that card, that SD card with that operating system, go on his website. I'm sure he's got them for sale on there, but it's an absolutely fantastic operating system because it's native. You can switch between Linux and AmiKit, which is the Amiga sort of like OS, their version of it. So it natively supports Amiga games. So what I did is I ported across from the Twister OS because I could see the hard drive. I ported and brought across the Dungeon Master game and the game save disk, and we had it up and running, but via the SD card, via his operating system. So I managed to get both systems working, one with Dungeon Master and one with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So we had the My 64 with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Windows and a couple of other games I had on there, and we had the Dungeon Master, the VIC-20 running Dungeon Master, and it was great. I had so much interest, people looking around them, some people not realising that it's not Commodore 64, you know, because it does look like a Commodore 64. I mean, apart from the space bar, it's, you know, so a lot of people that hadn't seen one for so long will naturally think that that is the actual Commodore 64. And I had so many, basically I lost my voice by the end of the day through conversations and so many people coming up. It was a really great day. I met some amazing people. Stephen Jones, he helped me out. He's helped me so much over the last year. Every time I've got some sort of question, I'll phone him up or email him, and he comes back and helps me. He's an absolutely top man. I really got a lot of respect for him and what he's done. Who else did I meet? I met Mike from Clone 2. Now he's helped us just as much, if not more. He stopped us from being sued last year. He's such a nice guy. He really is a nice guy, and one of the reasons that I was going to Retcon is to meet him, to say thank you for what you've done for us. And he gave me Amiga Forever. I've actually got Amiga Forever anyway, and I'll talk about that in a sec. And I bought a few things when I was there. I bought the Amiga years. I haven't opened these up yet. The Commodore story. So this is, I have actually watched the actual documentary, but this has got something like 20 hours of unseen video footage. So it's got quite a few Blu-ray discs on here, and I haven't actually looked at any of those yet. I met David Pleasance, which was a pleasant surprise. So I bought all of his books that he had there, and I've read this actual book I've read. I haven't read the Vampires the Vultures yet. I'm going to read that next. But I had a really long conversation with David. He's a really nice guy, and I hope things will happen in the future with him. He's a lovely man. What else did I do? I bought a game, a Commodore 64 game. So this is a brand new game. The guy that wrote the game was there, and it's amazing because it comes in a lovely original authentic box. You get your instruction. I've got it round the wrong way. Helpful, put it round the right way. I've got the instructions for this Cosmic Force game, and the most amazing thing about it is it comes in a cassette, or you think it's a cassette, but when you open it up, so you open it up and it's got the cassette as you'd think it would be, so Cosmic Force, but then it's got a little USB dongle so you can plug it in and play it that way. And it was really good because at the time I bought it, that was when the VIC-20 was playing up, so I couldn't use the VIC-20 to try this out. Sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit now. So I turned off Assassin's Creed because I've got C64 Forever installed on the Windows on the My 64 and Amiga Forever on there. I thought, well, I'll try it on that. So the guy that wrote the program come over and I plugged it in, and he said, oh, I don't think it's going to work. And I plugged it in and it just comes straight up. I just double clicked on the image and C64 Forever come up, and then it loaded Cosmic Force, and within 5 minutes we were both playing it. It was great. So I had Cosmic Force running on the My 64 for about an hour until we got the My VIC-20 working. So that's another thing though. I really recommend, if you've bought the Pi Mighty X adapter kit, I think it's really worth getting a second power supply, because I'll run into, I'm going to this convention and it's not working. So it's worth, I know it's a pain having two power supplies on the back, but I think it's going to be a necessity really. So that's everything that we did at Retcon. We were there. I played on a couple of different systems. I saw lots of other things, you know, brand new retro things that had come out, joysticks and all sorts. It was a great day, and those of you that are in that London area for next year, I highly recommend going. They're going to move it, I think, because it's got so big now. But it was a great day. It really was a good day. What else has gone on since I've had COVID? I'm in negotiations with an IP, a certain intellectual property owner. I can't say any more than that. But the negotiations are going quite well, to be fair. Better than what I'd ever thought. So there's something out there. What else? I think there's. I'll tell you what. The next, what I'm going to do is, if my voice comes back today after this video, I'm going to start. The latest build, and that is going to be the MyVic 20, and we're going to do a new silent build with the MyVic 20, which is going to be an ASRock J5040, which is, we haven't done this build yet. We've done the ASRock J4105, but I think that board's obsolete now, so I think it's about time we've done an updated video. So we're going to do the J5040, which ETA Prime covered with the My64. But we're going to do that build next. So that's going to be our latest silent build, because we've left Vic 20 out for far too long. So I think it's time we got the Vic 20 out and done a Vic 20 build. But I think that's everything. I've tried to keep this as short as I possibly could, and I think I've done a good job of it this time. But thank you for watching this video. And like I say, the next video, which I'm going to start after this, if my voice doesn't go, will be the MyVic 20 silent build. But thanks for watching. Oh yes, before I better get this in there. We're over 500 subscribers, which is great. So all you new people that's come onto the channel, thank you so much for watching these videos that we do. I try to keep them as informative. I try to go beyond what normal people do. So, you know, when someone says, oh, plug this in and plug that in, plug that, I actually show how to do it, because so many videos that I've watched and the guy's gone over something really quick as if everyone knows how to do it, and I think, well, how did he do that? And it takes me half an hour to figure out how he done something that was just 1 second of doing it, if you know what I mean. So I actually go into detail about how to do everything about installing boards and things and stuff like that. So those of you that watch the videos, I hope you enjoy them. I'm not the best articulator out there, but I try and do as good a job as I possibly can. But like, anyway, so thank you everyone that has liked the videos. They've gone on our social media and, you know, like loads of pictures. I appreciate all the comments. I try and answer all of them unless they're horrible, but I'll try and answer as many comments as I can, well, pretty much all of them. And it's great. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy talking to people, trying to help them out as well. It's great. But anyway, so if you've come across this video and you like it, please subscribe to our channel and sorry, turn notifications on, you know, so that you know when we bring a new video out, you'll know it's coming out and you'll be able to watch it. But I'm going to go now because my voice is going. But thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you later.